What's up, everybody? Today I'm with Brayden Johnson, a Rap Academy student, crushing it in his real estate portfolio and has really big, ambitious dreams for his future. Welcome, Brayden.
Hey, how's it going?
Great. Brayden has 12 doors overall. He's seen the goal that lies within the exit strategy of wraps and long-term lease options, and so he's decided to double down on that strategy. Brayden also works a full-time, extremely demanding job doing medical recruiting. During his side hours, he is buying up properties in Indianapolis to sell them on wraps and lease options. Anything else you want to add about your background in real estate?
One thing I feel like my story can tell is even people with demanding jobs and limited time can still invest in a more or less passive way and still build portfolios. So having limited time is not a valid excuse.
Nice. How much do you work per week on your W-2?
It varies. I'm constantly on call. I had one on Sunday. I'm sitting at church and I get a call from a doctor that he just got in a car accident with the rental and I needed to step away and help him out. So it's hard to know how many hours. Like I'm at my desk 40 to 50 a week, but it's the after hours at 7 o'clock call when a physician in Hawaii who just finishes their clinic day is now 7, 8, 9 o'clock at night, my time. That's when they're available. It's constant. There's never really a break.
What originally motivated you to talk to us about Rap Academy?
Well, I've learned that the wrap model is pretty powerful in the ability to get quick cash flow and to make properties that typically wouldn't cash flow or make sense within my risk tolerance. It makes those properties killer deals within this model. I'm getting so many deals, either subject to deals or cash deals at a super low ARV that would work on a long-term rental, but do I really want to hold a 100-year-old property like as a long-term rental and deal with the maintenance? Not really. So the rat model spoke to me and it piqued my interest when I first learned about it. And now it's just been all in doubling down since.
Nice, amazing. So you saw the passivity, the opportunity with the market and interest rates and for lifestyle design. This is a valuable way to set up your portfolio.
Yeah, in the next 5 to 8 years, if I double down on getting 50 to 100 wraps, my cash flow goals for my life, tier one, tier two, even tier three financial freedom is pretty easily attainable just by doing what I'm doing and trying to maintain the same pace.
What was the state of your business before you started working with us?
I'd done a few raps. A lot of it was like mom and pop shop. I was shooting from the hip, not knowing a ton about it, not understanding demographics or how to structure numbers like capture buyers. I had done a few in Idaho where I lived at the time, and I just found somebody that was in the sub two group and had done a ton of raps, and he just helped me find buyers because I didn't know what I was doing. The first one I picked up was a 2% interest rate home with 50 or $60,000 of frozen equity where there's no payments. It's only due once I sell or pay off the loan due to the seller. So my payment was incredibly low and it would have cash flowed really well as a long-term rental. But I could capture all my money and my down payment and entry fee back from the down payment on the end buyer and make 500 bucks a month when I would really only make like 100, $150 a month as a long-term rental. Identifying specifics within the markets and the demographics of the end buyers and how to advertise to them was a huge help.
What would you say success looks like entering the program?
For me, it was understanding like if I see a property, knowing my numbers and then understanding what buyers are looking for. I could run all the numbers and have a BRR or have a sub two factor in expenses, vacancy, property management, but knowing what a buyer would want, what type of properties they're looking for, if I can get in the mind of the majority of end buyers in that market, I would call that success. And I would
Nice.
say understanding the flow beginning to end rather than doing it from the hip, like have a structured, this is the beginning, this is the end, and having a lot of steps from beginning to end.
I love that you feel there's abundance of deals because a lot of people struggle with finding deals. I feel the same way because when you start tapping into wraps and lease options, you start to, what wouldn't make sense as a rental starts to make sense. So there's all these different deals that other people don't want to touch that work for this exit strategy.
Exactly. And that's what I was saying. Like a deal, one of the properties I own is a 1908 3-2 in Indianapolis in the C plus neighborhood. Traditionally, I don't want that as a long-term rental. Too much work. The tenant base is not as great. And who knows what kind of maintenance is going to come up when foundation issue happens and you've got 10 to $20,000 to fix the foundation. I mean, there's your cash flow for years. But it made that deal a slam dunk because I can get it for cheap, get 60 to $80,000 of equity and make $700 a month of cash flow. It turns those
Yeah.
deals into good
And
deals.
you like don't have to deal with the headaches. Like they have ownership mindset. So they're the ones that are, you're just sitting back and collecting cash flow and you're turning a 1908 property
Yeah.
into over $100,000 of gross profit over a period of time.
With every single one of my wraps for the last 2 years, I've never once received a phone call about maintenance or any expense. Like it is, have they paid? Have they not paid? That's it, which has been really nice.
Counting money is what we like to do. How has this Rap Academy helped you achieve success?
One thing that's cool is I was able to meet you in person and at Squad Up in Dallas. It was nice to get your mindset and to feed off of the confidence that you have and the process that you've been doing. And just like asking like really random questions that I hadn't really thought about until that moment. It was nice to have you on WhatsApp. The 20 plus people in Rap Academy. I mean, Jacob's done 20 something deals. There's a ton of people in there that have done a lot of deals and have gone through things I haven't. There's an appraiser in our group. He's plugged a lot of things. I've asked Chris and talked to Chris a ton on what are some things that he looks at when he's an appraiser going into a house. What are things that affect value? When we're going into appraisal, do we need XYZ? Is this conditional on certain things? The value for me is in the network because people have gone through experience and there's thousands of hours and thousands of deals analyzed between all of us. We can bounce off each other and learn.
It's like Napoleon Hill's idea of the mastermind. You get all these people together with a shared goal of, most of the people in our community want to do 1 to 2 per month. Some want to do more, but 1 to 2 per month, especially as working professionals, everyone's getting to that direction in the same way, laying out the groundwork and also supporting each other, which I think is amazing.
Oh yeah, that's the cool thing is once I was able to sit down and see it clearly beginning to end, my mind caught fire. It's only going to take 25 of these to really get to where I want to be, or 50 to really get what I call FU money. That's like my third tier. Ultimately, like I have enough money to do what I want coming in passively. Like that's not that much work. It's really just a handful of
That's
properties, like 1 to 2. If I do 1 to 2 a month for 5 years, even call it one, that's 60 properties, averaging $600 a month of cash flow. That's a lot of cash flow coming in. I'm good. And how much equity, all these things, like you can just kind of burn and turn, do one at a time or what you want after that. It seems like it's a quicker and easier way than the other models and ways that I've seen.
and managing 60 rentals is very different from managing 60 wrap or seller finance deals.
Exactly.
What are you going to do once you have that capital coming in? What's that going to change?
I don't know. I've talked to my wife about this. We ask each other about our goals individually and as a family. I can sum it up. I want to go to the pool with my daughter and soon to be daughters on a Tuesday at 1 p.m. and not think about it. I have a relationship with my wife and kids. They want to spend time with me and I want to spend time with them, hence going to the pool on a Tuesday or Wednesday, whatever day it is, a random day at 1 p.m. I'm not tied to a job. I do what I want because I've built up enough investments or I have the right systems in place and I can go to a pool, be that in my backyard or wherever it is. To me, that's where the freedom comes in. That's success to me.
I love it. What do the next 12 months look like?
Really dialing in on the jacket model. So really learning rehab costs, mastering like ARV and what properties values are in Indianapolis. So really like honing in and knowing numbers quickly in certain neighborhoods and building out the right processes. We've got our website finally up. We've got a Facebook page up. We're doing targeted ads and building like an actual buyer's pool. So just a wholesaler would send out a deal to a buyer's list. I want to have a buyer's list in my markets with people, what they're looking for. And I can just click a button, send it out to everybody and have ideally bidding on those properties. So that's the goal for me. Now, whether that's me doing it myself or hiring people or bringing on an agent to do that for me, I would love to be able to do that.
Thinking long term, building out business, building out the assets. But you don't live in Indianapolis. So how'd you end up in Indianapolis?
Just doing some market research, trying to find where there's a high Hispanic population, where the median house price was 250 or less, and where payments could actually be affordable. Indianapolis just happened to work for us. I mean, one of dozens of markets could work. We picked Indianapolis and we're going for it.
You're all in on the market. I love it. Knowing what you know now, if you were to do it over, what would you do differently?
Would treat it as a business. Real estate was my side hustle in a way. I was doing some wholesale here or there, and then the good ones I was keeping and then doing wraps on them. That's not a sustainable or scalable. Treating it as a business, having the right systems, processes, people, contacts in place would probably be what I would do and start that sooner. Like trying to build your network and build your when a deal comes across, these are the steps. These are the people that bring you a deal. Now I have a deal under contract. Who's the TC? What is my closing? What's my contractor? Who's walking through it? So when a deal comes through, I just run it through the process. And at the end, I've got a rehab property ready to be sold. Treat it like a business would be what I would say.
What's been your favorite part of Rap Academy so far?
Probably talking with people in the group. I've got a lot of their personal numbers. I talked to a ton of them. learning from others' respective markets and their goals. That's been really, really huge.
For anyone trying to achieve a similar level of success as yourself, what's one thing that you feel like they should avoid?
You just got to take action. Like if you're just going to analyze and try to look for like you have 10 properties that come in that fit your model and you're trying to find the best one, those good deals go fast. Like you have to just take action and you're going to learn, you're going to make mistakes. I bought a deal that has been a horrible property for me and I lose money on it every month, but I've learned what not to do. And that's just like, that's real estate. You're going to take some losses, you're going to make some mistakes, but you got to take action. If you're sitting on the sidelines, you can't think yourself into success. You have to actually do something and take risks.
Boom. That's it, man. It's the mindset, just like taking a stand and like also just like stepping off the sidelines and starting to put that action forwards. Because as you
Just
do
do
that,
it.
how much wisdom do you gain from doing one deal? Even if your first deal makes you 200 bucks a month cash flow or whatever
Oh
it
yeah.
is.
And the first one was about 500 bucks a month for me. I learned so much just by doing the first one. And then that led me and I did one a month for 3, 4 months consecutively before I joined. You just had to take action.
That's what it takes for success. So can you give one piece of hard tactical advice to anyone listening looking for a leg up today?
Know your numbers. When you're looking at a property to buy, like analyze it, know really what the cost is. Have an understanding of what the rehab's gonna, if you're doing a jacket, right, where you do a burn, then you wrap it, know what the ARV is, know what your contractor is going to charge. If you're doing a sub two deal, have a clear understanding of your whole entry fee, your numbers, what your monthly payment. Just know your numbers without knowing that you're just kind of shooting in the dark. Really dial in, know what your expected return is, like the deal maker. Know that forward and back. Put a property in and know your numbers.
What's the deal maker for people that don't know?
That's the calculator that you provide us with Wrap Academy.
If people are interested in connecting with you, where can they find you?
Message me on Facebook Messenger. I get thousands of messages from buyers. In fact, I've got one right here on my phone as we've been doing this. Facebook would be that. So WhatsApp if people are joining the group.
You're buying houses in Indianapolis. So if anyone has deals that they might have in Indianapolis that they're looking for buyers for, are you a potential buyer?
Send my way. Absolutely. Oh, yeah.
Nice. Gotta get to the two a month.
That's the goal. Just rinse and repeat.
Thanks for coming on. Your success is really inspirational. I'm so impressed with you. And there's a few other guys in the group that are working these really demanding, high paying W-2s, and they're still making time to build this out on the side, getting deals cruising and going through. And also, you and your partner, Joni, you stayed focused on that market, and now you're building out all the groundwork to build it up so you have a simple and repeatable system. So you can just continue printing off these types of deals, getting families inside of houses. I think it's really great. You guys are doing all the right things. And I'm really excited to see you guys continue to progress and grow and succeed.
It's just a matter of time.
Keep at it. Thanks everyone for joining. Reach out to Brayden. You have his name. We'll link it below. And you can reach out if you have deals in Indianapolis or if you're thinking about joining Rap Academy, reach out to Brayden. He's great to talk to.
Thanks, guys. Thanks, Phil.